Hey there, nutrition fans. Today's recipe is Fire Cider Tonic, a recipe that I'm excited to share with you because it's one of those power to the people recipes to help boost your immune system and help give you health, and it also helps alchemize your digestive system. So let's dive into this health-giving and life-vibrant recipe. First up in our ingredients today for Fire Cider Tonic is garlic. Garlic is one of our ingredients, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a whole garlic clove, and what I'm going to do for putting the garlic into the Fire Cider Tonic is I'm going to use the back of my knife to just go ahead and press down on the garlic. And what I'm going to do is, in the process of doing that, I'm splitting it open so that the peel just easily fell off very nicely there. But what it also does is it opens up the organosulfur compounds in the garlic. Once you cut up a garlic or smash it, you begin releasing the allicin, which is the organosulfur compound within the garlic, activating it and helping it come out. So this is something that's really an important part of our Fire Cider Tonic process. So once we open up and expose the allicin and we make it really easy to get the peel off of the garlic, we can chop up our garlic into really small pieces and then add it into our Fire Cider Tonic. So what I've just done is cut the garlic up into tiny pieces, and then I'm going to put it into our jar for fire cider. The next ingredient that we have for our Fire Cider Tonic today is ginger root. Ginger is such a warming root, and it has so many amazing immune boosting benefits, but it's also so good for your digestive system and your intestines. When it comes to making Fire Cider Tonic, we don't have to take the peel off or the skin off of the ginger. You can leave it on. What you want to do is just wash this ginger root really well, and if there is something bad on the ginger, like say this part right here that you don't want to have on there, you don't need to use a veggie peel to remove the thin skin that is on the ginger root. You actually could just use the back of a spoon to gently remove any of the skin on the ginger root, and it'll actually preserve the ginger that's here, and you're not going to lose a lot of the ginger. So that's a really nice tip and trick. Next up is horseradish root. So the idea when we are adding the ingredients into our Fire Cider Tonic is we want to cut up the ingredients as small and as thin as possible, so that way with the more surface area that is available, the more the vinegar will be able to extract the nutrients for the tonic. The next ingredient is turmeric root. Turmeric root has a skin or peel that's very similar to ginger root, and you can leave the peel or the skin of the ginger root on. If you see something on your turmeric root that you don't want to keep, you can use the back of a spoon to peel the turmeric, so that way you can get whatever it is that you don't like off, and then you can expose the really beautiful turmeric underneath. Now you can see how beautiful the color of this turmeric is. Please keep in mind that this turmeric does stain. So it will stain your fingers, it'll stain your clothes. So whenever you're working with this, try to be a little careful. But really, the color that is given from this turmeric is called curcumin, and that is the active nutrient or compound that we're wanting to extract with the vinegar. So the idea is that when we are cutting our ingredients up for the Fire Cider Tonic, you want to cut them as small as you can. You cut the pieces as small as you can, so that way you're exposing more of the ingredient to the vinegar, so the vinegar can extract all of the nutrient compounds that are in all of the ingredients. Our next ingredient is going to be peppers. We can use cayenne peppers or other peppers. I have some cayenne peppers and little red jalapeno peppers today. What's nice about these is, besides the capsaicin, which is the wonderful nutrient benefit of it, is that it adds a lot of really beautiful color to your fire cider. So for those of you that are wanting to make culinary art, this is such a really great color to add in to help with the arrangement. So you'll notice here that we have a lot of really beautiful colors on our cutting board here today. We've got the gorgeous red color from the peppers, and we have the gorgeous orange color from the turmeric, and then we have the vibrant yellow color from the ginger, and then the white from the horseradish root. And all together, we can use these beautiful colors to make culinary art and a beautiful artistic arrangement as we put together the fire cider. So now that we've got all of our ingredients together, let's go ahead and form the fire cider tonic inside of our jar. When making your fire cider, you need to consider what type of jar you'd like to put your fire cider in. So most common that we use is a wide mouth glass jar. Now it's very important that you use glass when you're making fire cider tonic, because if you use plastic, the vinegar might extract the plastic into your fire cider tonic. So you want to be sure to use glass, and you actually don't want the classic metal lid that comes with a mason jar. You can purchase a plastic lid topper for your wide mouth jars, which is what you would want to do if you are making fire cider using a mason jar. If you only have the metal on hand, you could use parchment paper and create it as a lid or barrier for your fire cider tonic, but really that'll only be a short-term remedy for it. You can only use the parchment paper for about a month or so before the vinegar will corrode the metal. And that has happened to me before, so I want to make sure that you're aware of it. But there are some really creative and imaginative workarounds for what you could use for your fire cider tonic when you're making it. What I did is I took a classic salad dressing jar. So you could go to the grocery store, and when you're at the grocery store, look around and see if you can find a salad dressing that has a glass jar with a plastic lid. And when you're done enjoying that salad dressing, you can wash it out and use it as your fire cider tonic jar. Another option would be to use something that's kind of like this. They have glass bottles that are like this with the metal, and you know that the plastic, it has a plastic topper. Now this is not a wide mouth, so you're gonna have to have your ingredients be very small in order to fit into here. So this might not be the most ideal way to go, but say you did make your fire cider tonic in a jar like this. If you were to strain the liquid, you could strain and put a funnel in, and you could funnel the liquid into the fire cider tonic, and then you'd be able to have it as a nice container that you can put into your fridge and refrigerate. And if you say wanted to add honey to your fire cider tonic, you could add honey to it, put it in a jar like this. But if you do add honey to your fire cider tonic, please be sure to refrigerate your fire cider tonic, because if you don't refrigerate your fire cider tonic and you were to add honey into it, it would actually turn into mead, which is a whole different video that we'll have to do next time. One year, when we were concerned about our immune health, I decided to make a large batch of fire cider tonic for my family. And I was able to discover that when you use the metal lids, that they do tend to corrode. So what I would say is, if I were to make a large batch of fire cider again to give as gifts, an idea that you could use would be to get small jars of vinegar and then to put the ingredients inside that small jar, and then you could use that as a gift that you could give to other people. Another idea for a container that you could put your fire cider tonic in is the vinegar jar that it comes in itself. If you have a vinegar jar that has glass and a plastic lid, you could pour a little vinegar out, put the fire cider ingredients in, and have fire cider tonic in a pretty convenient bottle. Now let's create the fire cider tonic that we can enjoy. So we've got our wide mouth jar, and we're gonna go ahead and start putting the ingredients into our fire cider tonic to make it amazing. I'm gonna start with putting in our cut up raw garlic and put that into the jar. Next, I'm going to put in a bunch of the ginger that we cut up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it into the jar. Once I start putting ingredients into this jar, if you are wanting to make art and to turn this into a culinary artistic creation, for example, if you want to give this as a gift, what you're going to do is once you put something into your jar to kind of create the base, then what you're going to want to do is to create the outside of the design that's going to be on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and put this pepper really stationed so that the contents inside are holding it up and together. And then I'm going to space it out evenly to the other side so that as you're twisting it, you can really see the peppers inside. So I'm going to evenly place my peppers in a circle, and I'm just basically doing it in a way so that the ingredients that are already in the jar are popping out. And then when you have like perfect circles, you can put this perfect circles around on the outside so that it can be visually seen and enjoyed. So once you put all your peppers in on the outside, if you're gonna add rosemary in, you're gonna wanna add your rosemary as well. So I have this rosemary plant that was in my garden, and when it was about that time for the first frost, I went to my garden and I harvested this, I put this rosemary into this pot, and now this rosemary is gonna be one of my favorite culinary winter herbs. So I can put the rosemary sprigs on the outside of the jar as well. So you can see that I'm beginning to form the artwork that is gonna be the final thing. So you're putting the things that are visually stunning on the outside so that that's what everybody sees. And then you can put the ingredients that are not perfectly cut up into the middle. So that way the cut up items are in the middle, and then the visually stunning circles can go on the outside, and then that is what kind of goes in last. And then you can use it as a way to create culinary art and a really cool artistic design, because we truly do eat with our eyes first. So you want to make it as visually stunning as you can. So once I've kind of created my art design and I have filled the jar as much as I can with all of the ingredients, you just kind of want to really pack your ingredients into the top. So that way, the more ingredients and the more nutrients that you're going to get. So once I have created a cool culinary design and I've packed all of my ingredients in, I can add the vinegar for the fire cider tonic. Now you can use white vinegar. I like to use organic apple cider vinegar, and when I made it for my family, I went to a local farm and I got a small batch organic apple cider vinegar with the mother in it still. So really, that's something that you can use as an ingredient that can really give a lot of health benefits to everybody. Very important that you submerge all of your ingredients completely in the vinegar. That's very important because the vinegar is the method of extraction that's extracting all of the nutrients out. So once everything is completely submerged inside of the jar, you're done. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what you would do if you were to have the classic metal jar topper for a wide mouth jar. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some parchment paper on, and then I'm going to seal it on like this. And this will probably last for about a month before the vinegar will start to corrode away at the metal itself. So once you've made your Fire Cider Tonic, give it a little shake every now and then, and it's ready to go. So this really lovely and beautiful, life-giving Fire Cider Tonic has so many amazing health benefits. There are many different ways to use your Fire Cider Tonic. One of the most common ways is to strain out the liquid and just drink it as a shot. Drinking it as a shot is so good for your digestive health and really gets your digestive system going. It's great if you've got intestinal troubles and things that you're trying to work through. It's also really great to take as a shot if you're wanting to boost your immune system during flu and cold season. Another really great way to use your Fire Cider Tonic is actually to use it as the vinegar that you would use in a salad dressing. So if you make your own salad dressings at home, this is a really great vinegar to use for your salad dressings to give a lot of health and vibrancy to your salad dressings. Another consideration to keep in mind, especially when using the Fire Cider Tonic as a shot, is that this is a really great alcohol substitute. If you have people gathering together and wanting to take a shot of something, as opposed to taking a shot of alcohol, why not take a shot of Fire Cider Tonic? Not only is it going to warm you up, but it's also going to help your digestive system and also boost your immune system as well. So it really is a really great alcohol substitute, not just as a shot, but depending on what beverage you're making, you could use the Fire Cider almost as if it was an alcohol and add it to other beverages. You could also take your Fire Cider Tonic and take a small amount of it and then dilute it in some water and add some honey and some lemon and make a warming winter tea. And that would be really great if you were sick and you need an immune boost. One of the reasons why I chose to share this Fire Cider Tonic recipe with you is because I go to my local health food store quite frequently and noticed that there was a product gaining in popularity that a lot of people are purchasing right now, and they're using it to help them during cold and flu season to help boost their immune systems. And I kind of noticed how expensive this product is and realized that this is such a simple, easy recipe that is so health-giving. I had to share it with you so that you could be able to make it yourself